We are so glad you made it to Club NGMI presents How to Buy a Hero on DeFi Kingdom. As you know, we're wearing a little Club NGMI toque right there. It's getting a little chilly out there. It's about 45 and wet where I live today, let alone the NFT space. So a lot of us have kind of shifted over to DeFi Kingdom. And so today we're going to chat with Mr. Gump Skull to see what's going on, to see what we want to do, DeFi Kingdom, and specifically heroes. So without further ado, Gump Skull. Gump Skull. Gump Skull. Gump Skull. Gump, how are you,
What's
sir?
up? Pretty good. How about you?
Can't complain. I'm shocked. I mean, we both have children. And this is apropos of nothing, which you're welcome, TD. You already get a diversion. For some reason, when my wife is gone, the kids go to sleep and they stay asleep. Versus when my wife's home, whether I do bedtime or not, they're in and out of the room. My 4-year-old's in and out of her room a lot. So yeah, feeling good because so far she got 0 breakouts of her room. So we'll see. If I disappear, that's likely why. So we are over here in DeFi Kingdom on the Harmony Network. We are bridge ors. I never imagined a lot of things that happened in summer, in NFT summer. The rarest one is that a bridge GIF now makes me laugh immediately when I just see a bridge pop in the chat because I know what that means and it's funny to me.
A lot of bridges.
Love bridging. Love side chains. Love L2s.
Yep.
Very exciting. Very exciting stuff. So give me the rundown. What's new in DeFi Kingdom since we last talked, which is a lot. But what do you have?
Yeah. So we've been all eyeing heroes for the last couple weeks. They haven't really had much of a use. We just knew that they would eventually. We'd already talked about, I think, last stream about leveling them up and quests and stuff. Primary goal for I think most of us in our Discord is to unlock our lock jewel. So last night, they've been giving teasers about when we can start to send these heroes on quests. And last night at midnight Eastern time, they did a kind of a surprise release of a test. It's called the Wishing Well, where you can send your hero on a little quest, get some XP, maybe some tiers. And they're testing it to make sure the XP growth works, whatnot. And they've actually made some changes because of the
big nerf
test. Big nerf. We can talk about that in a bit, but yeah, so we are on our way. I would say, it's purely my opinion, in the next 5 to 7 calendar days, we're going to get the real quest, the mining, the fishing, gardening, and foraging, which is where we're going to start to unlock our jewel, hopefully. So it was a busy night. We were all having fun going on these quests and summoning new heroes, and which we couldn't do before. It's too expensive, but yeah, it's fun.
I agree. It was a lot of fun to wake up to. I regret not seeing a message around midnight of like, hey, this thing's open, which is it's extremely stupid, which will show we might show you what it is. I'm at about 23 stamina on a few of my guys, so we could eventually show what that looks like. Perfect. So we can demo that for the folks what a wishing well looks like, which it's clicking 2 buttons. And I don't do you understand why it's 2 transactions? Because there's one to start a quest and one to complete it. Do you know what that's about?
I have no idea. I think the first one, so every mechanic in this game is kind of I keep calling it RNG.
Yeah.
So I think the first transaction is to roll the dice to see what you're going to get. And the second transaction is to claim your prize, essentially. Claim your XP or your tiers. That's my theory. I don't know that for sure, but that's what made the most sense to me.
And for the non-nerds out there, which We currently have 11 folks watching, and we'll have millions that watch later.
Oh
So
yeah.
the 999,000 of you who are not nerds, RNG is short for random number generator. So just randomness. Just
Yeah.
when you see a probability of a thing happening in a game, that's RNG, and people will yell about RNG gods, etc., and sometimes thank RNG gods like Siebes in the Discord.
Yeah.
Hit the RNG nuts.
It's like
So
people that play
congratulations, Siebes.
Fortnite or Apex Legends, those games, when you open the chests up, that's pure RNG. What rarity weapons and stuff you get out of them. It's more maybe a real life example.
Dan in the chat is saying, is Costco an official sponsor? Not official. I just like to rep my
Oh,
favorite brand now
that's
that I'm
cool.
a
I didn't
Costco
notice that.
member.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I got it earlier in the year, about $20, which is money well spent. And I'm going to go tomorrow and return a MacBook Pro, and I don't have the box. And I've read online that that doesn't matter. So
Don't eat it.
I'm excited. Okay. So the goal today was to do a deep dive in heroes and summoning. And Gump actually asked in my DMs, he said, "Hey, are you all like a PG show?" And I said, "We're a rated R show, Gump." So we may discuss the birds and the bees, if you will.
Maybe.
So be careful with that. Oh, before we get to heroes, I missed sharing this on clubngmi on Monday. So I just want to watch this with my friends. Hold on one second.
So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market, it went to zero.
I just love that. I love it so much.
That's awesome.
Like the real, like the dad Dangy version is like, it sucks that that's what's hitting virality in like the public sphere about crypto, but also it is funny.
That was the Squid Game night, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, when something is $6 trillion market cap, you got to know it's gonna be headed downwards pretty soon.
Well, and what's funny is he went in right after that and started looking at actual transactions, and there was one right before they rugged, and it was 50K, and he's like, they really wanted that 50K, and then they just took it. So it was pretty incredible, and that was I learned of that right after or around the Thor chain stuff that we did, which felt like the opposite because the number just kept going up, which is not nearly to that degree, but very exciting crypto world. I thought it would be a little bit more even keeled than NFTs, which it's just different. It's not more even keeled, just different.
It's more thrilling, I think, than NFTs. Just because, I don't know, the thrill of doing a gas war for an art blocks curated, that's fun. And the hour after the sellout is like just drugs in my veins. I love it.
Yeah.
But finding a new DeFi project early, like we did with Thor on Monday and Wednesday, that's like just as fun to me. Trying to get your money in, trying to get a good price, checking the charts. Like first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I have a folder on Chrome that's called price check. And I just go through each DeFi thing that I'm in and check the price. It's kind of takes over your brain, but it's fun.
Yeah. Well, it's really enjoyable. I think it's
in
fun.
A sick way. Yeah.
Why is that sick? It's you're checking your NFT bags, your WGMI.io, but this is your DeFi bags.
To me, it's not sick, but if you explained to your mom, which I have not done, say, "Hey, mom, what have you been doing?" Just putting, 2,000 in this website I found that says it has 1,000,000% APY. I'm hoping it lasts. Maybe it doesn't. She'd probably slap me. She would not do that.
Well, and I should have kept this as a prop. I think I threw it away, but the American Express mailer that I got today that literally said high APY of 0.4%. I'm like, what is this? What like I do. They're just different worlds right now. And I would feel very comfortable walking my parents and my in-laws through the DeFi of you can get 20% on your US dollars.
Yep.
I could do it start to finish in an hour.
Right.
And I'd say, yeah, it's safe. I'd say it's safe enough.
Yeah, I would agree.
So yeah, Bose, I agree. I'm also not used to clean face Dangy. My wife has been on a trip, so she has not seen clean face Dangy in person. I voice chatted her because I showed her I sent her the audio that you're about to hear as well, and she video chatted me like, "What the hell are you doing?" So yeah, she's also very concerned about my well being right now. So let's get down to it.
All right.
Let's get into some heroes.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Would you?
Yeah. So I teased that in Gump's DMs a while ago when we were talking about heroes. And at first he said, "Oh, so we're not getting Enrique," and I thought you meant the DeFi Kingdom streamer with the mask, and I was like, "No, we're not."
No, the Enrique. And I told you, all late 90s, early 2000s pop music is like, it's a big deal for me. So
I hope this never happens, but you could ask my wife, and I do really enjoy the dad move of switching one word in a popular song and then singing it. It's a lot of fun, and now I get to do it with my dumb internet friends, where we gamble obscene amounts of money on probably rugs. So yeah, so now we're talking heroes. I'm just glad I didn't have to come up with new lyrics. I just sang them.
Well, Bo's comment I was laughing at, he gave us some good lyrics right there.
I wonder.
I mean, that's good. That's really good.
There's got to be a meme contest out there for DeFi Kingdom to get like 10 tiers or something.
Oh, well, there's an
Right?
art contest right now, but if we have to do like they just had an audio contest, would have been a perfect opportunity.
You're telling me singing is not art now? DeFi Kingdoms?
No, well, they want like a drawing.
I know what they actually want. No, Bose, I will not sing it live. Although I did two takes of that. The first take I just deleted because I didn't want to re-edit stuff, so I just retook it. So it wasn't out of quality. I don't care what it sounds like. Okay, so let's go through big picture stuff. What DeFi Kingdoms is, and then how heroes play into that. So, correct me if I'm wrong. DeFi Kingdoms is basically it's a run-of-the-mill DeFi, which is decentralized finance platform, which means basically what you can do here is you can borrow and lend money and also provide liquidity for people trying to move from one asset to another. And what we're primarily doing is providing that liquidity right now between Jewel and One. One is the native token for the Harmony chain. I know this sounds like I'm speaking French, I promise, but what I'm saying is true. I'm not even sure what Jewel is. I believe Jewel is the utility token for the game.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by providing liquidity there, you let the game survive. And so they want to incentivize people to provide that liquidity so people could jump on Harmony to get One and then jump into Jewel to play the game. So what the neat twist is on DeFi Kingdoms is there's heroes. So the heroes let you do certain things. They do 4 main professions. Mining, which is getting your LP out. So we'll go a little bit deeper because we have to now. When you're providing liquidity, they incentivize you to stay with a high APY, which is yield on your dollars that you've put into that liquidity. They lock that liquidity, and I won't go through all the mechanics, but they lock a good portion of it, and that decreases over time. But this NFT that you could buy, these heroes, can unlock some of that NFT, some of that money. So what that lets you do is get your money earlier, which means it may be more valuable to get it out earlier. So therefore you want these NFTs. So that's one class of this hero.
Yep.
Gump, can you go over gardeners for me?
Yeah, and I'm sharing my screen on the professions page.
Ooh.
So the heroes we're going to talk about, when quests are live, which is just sending your hero out to make money for you.
Yeah.
Dang, you just described the mining quest. We're going to try to unlock our lock jewels. The gardener, we know we claim our rewards in the garden. If you have a hero and you want to send it on a gardening adventure, you can boost your APY for a set period of time. So say it's 1200 normal. You have a gardener, you say enter the quest. For the next 2 hours, your APY might be 1300%. Making up these numbers, it probably won't be that powerful.
Sure.
Point being is these all exist to either make the jewel you have liquid or to get other in-game perks and items, which is where we have foragers, fishers. Foraging and fishing is the two professions we have the least info on. If we go here, I'm going to go back here real quick. So in the marketplace, they just put this guy right here in. If we click on him, Zada, looking for specific items, I'm setting up shop soon. I'll be able to offer you plenty of options. The teasers that we've had are that from this person you can buy items that either help your heroes get stronger faster, maybe it makes them recover their stamina quicker because they can only do so many quests at a time and for so long. So the way I'm kind of piecing it together is this forager profession and the fishing profession are both going to either give you these in-game items from the quest or give you pieces to craft something. I know the team has referenced crafting in the Discord a few times that I've seen. So you could get five fish, and you can burn the 5 fish through a contract to make a fish stew or something to make your miner more powerful. Purely an example. That's where I see those two going. Those two on the market have been more undervalued than mining and gardening, in my opinion. So that's the quick.
That's where I want to go next, not with our conversation, but with my money, is zigging when other people are zagging. Because obviously mining, I get it. I get my money earlier. I can go move it wherever I want.
Yep.
Gardening, I get it. I get more. I build my money quicker. Fine. So those other ones, that's where I'm interested in because I know Gumpy Wing are pretty bullish long term on DeFi Kingdoms. I like their team. They've hit their development marks. It seems like Harmony is attracting good developers, and also the big Gump thesis here is if DeFi Kingdom, for whatever reason, wants to pivot to another sidechain from Ethereum, they can, and they've shown a willingness to do so.
When?
So
when
there's a backstop there. Oh, it's a when.
It's a when. I mean, look at this.
Let's see.
I heard DeFi Kingdoms is moving to another chain. What's that mean? We're always looking for new partners and projects and blockchains, yada, yada, yada. When we expand, it will be by bridging Jewel Heroes and other tokens. They've done an AMA with Phantom. They've had one of the co-founders of Ava Labs from the Avalanche Network tweet at them, please come to Avalanche. So I think they're probably going to get through some of these phases and get it rolled out because they don't want to dump Harmony right away. But my bull case was if Harmony, this brand new chain that doesn't have a lot of attraction yet, let's say it fails. Which, have we seen a side chain come out and flop within 6 months yet? I can't think of one. It's like completely dusted.
I haven't followed any close enough to say.
So point being was, let's say Harmony flops. I believe that they have built everything to be easily, in a relative term, transferable to another chain.
Yeah.
So Harmony would die, but DeFi Kingdoms could still live. I don't think they are tied together.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And I've been wondering about that on the technical perspective because I don't know. Like Ether another project we've been interested in, they've talked about going to a layer 2 for their actual game.
Yeah.
I don't know what the technical looks like going from layer 1 to layer 2. I know we're kind of far afield from what we talked about, but
Yep.
the point there is we on this stream, we don't think DeFi Kingdoms is going anywhere. So I plan on zigging once the dust settles a little bit, maybe next week, zigging when people zag into mining and
Yeah.
away from mining and gardening personally. So yeah,
Yep.
that's the big picture hero stuff. And I remember when Gump was reading the white paper and you mentioned to me all this stuff and I'm like, wow, this is deep. And you're like, no, we are not deep yet, sir. There
Yeah.
are many layers to go.
There's a lot of mechanics that go into it, which is good because it creates edge. If you learn the mechanics, you can get an edge. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. So do you want to dig in? Do you want to go deeper? Do you want to go
Yeah.
into, I was going to go into like classes
Sure.
and then subclasses next.
Yeah.
What's the best document for that? I think
I've got the
I like the
let's
buckets pin.
to the tavern real quick so we can kind of
Okay.
put it into context.
Yeah.
So we've had some folks who we've helped get set up into DeFi Kingdoms. They might have one hero, they might have none, but they're looking for one. And the most popular question I see in the DeFi Kingdom Discord and our own Discord, what am I supposed to be looking for? Like, what's good, what's not good? So after 50 hours of research, in this case, it might actually have been 50 hours, not like the meme 50 hours.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to the tavern here. If you want to buy a hero, this is where we go. Okay. I'll go through these elements quickly, and then, Danny, we can walk through them and how we view the priority. Is that cool?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so let's just look at this guy. Yeah, this guy. Okay, so on the front of the card, we have an element. This is not relevant yet. This is a peer-to-peer battle stat that we don't care about at the moment.
I don't even look at that.
The next symbol is just the background. This will probably matter at some point, not right now.
Don't even look at that.
The gender also does not matter when we talk about summoning, aka breeding. It won't matter. We have our class, subclass, level, generation, summons. Different generations have different caps on how many times they can reproduce. Stamina,
AKA
that's
summon.
Summon. Stamina, types of quests, XP to level up. Health, again, peer-to-peer battle. Today, this does not matter. Someday it will. This blue one is the most mysterious to me. Is it, Daniel, do you say mana or mana?
See, I feel like the people who say mana are the super nerds, and I'm a mana guy. But I also never played MTG, aka
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering. I had to think about what those letters
Yeah.
were in my head. So I was not, yeah, like I was never a nerd. I was a kind of a nerd. So yeah, I'm a mana, not a mana guy. What are you?
I was gonna say mana, so
Yeah. Yep. Figured.
that's why we're here, though.
That's right.
Stats.
Well, let's break these down a little bit more because I saw Reno
Okay.
in the chat, and Reno's relatively green to this
Sure,
nerd
sure.
world.
Yep.
So wizard, monk, we haven't really placed what those mean yet, but we'll get there, I promise. Levels, that's where your XP is going to come into play. When you're increasing your XP, you're increasing your level,
Yep.
Which will affect the back of the card, which we'll get to next. And I'm assuming that'll impact your peer-to-peer stuff as well. Gens are, if you played Zed Run, it's similar to Zed generations, and also just generations in life. Gen 0 are the origins. Gen 1 comes after, Gen 2 comes after, Gen 3 comes after. The thing to remember when you're summoning is you get whatever the max gen is being summoned. So if you have a Gen 0 and a Gen 1, you're going to get a Gen 2. If you have a Gen 0 and a Gen 8, you're going to get a Gen 9. So it's always the max number plus 1. After that, I know, Gump, you mentioned summons. That's how many times you can have sex, aka summon. Stamina, you need to have, that's how many times you can go quest, basically. So we'll show that in a little bit because I think we're close to 25 out of 25, at least on my side. So we can show that wishing well. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's digging a little bit deeper on the front end of the card. I actually haven't seen this view where you get the back of the card on one screen. I like that.
It's in the tavern. You can go to just hero details, and it kind of shows you all of them at once.
Yeah, I always do the flipperoonie.
I do the flip. So hot tip: when you're shopping, if you flip one and you scroll away from it and come back, it's still flipped. So say you have 300 jewel to spend, and you want to get some prospects, right? This one's good. This one's good. This one's good.
You got a watch list.
You can kind of keep track of which ones you're eyeing, and then go through and eliminate them one at a time. That's what I like I'm doing when I shop. But here, let's go back to this. Stats. These are probably one of the most important features. Each of the professions that we talked about earlier have 2 of the 8 stats that contribute to that hero's performance in that profession. For example, this is an easy one. If you want to do mining, you want to unlock your lock jewel, your fat stack of lock jewel. Get your pick. Is it a pick or like a hammer?
Pickaxe.
A pickaxe. Okay. Strength and endurance. Those 2 stats. If I said I want to find the best miner I possibly can, I want to look for heroes that have high strength and high endurance. But plot twist. It's not the most important thing to look at. Dangy, what's the most important thing to look at? Have we decided?
It's their class.
It's their goddamn class. That's this. Wizard, monk. There are, I don't know, 10 classes, maybe? Are we getting trolls? Get him out of here. Boot him.
I actually think Mitchell is I don't think he's actually trolling. I think he's enjoying it.
Is he? Okay. I won't block him on Twitter then.
Well, we'll think of it this way. Someone with a similar name in the Discord mentioned that he wasn't able to watch live, and now he's choosing to watch live. So,
that's weird.
There you go.
Okay.
Who knows?
Classes. I personally have deemed for myself classes as the most important thing. Why is this? When you level up your hero, you reach this XP and you level up. How the game treats your statistics is it rolls a dice, RNG. Each stat, you could even say flipping a coin, rolling a dice. It will roll one at a time and decide, okay, you're moving to level 2. Should we increase strength? Yes or no. Agility? Yes or no. And based on the class, each of those stats will have a different probability of upgrading. How do we see this probability? Let me zoom in here a bit. Might be easier to see. I'm a boomer, so I'm going to go to the menu at the top.
That's fine.
Is that good?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are 8 classes, 8 primary classes. Trying to think how I tie this together. Let's go back to mining. We wanted high strength, high endurance, right? So when we are going to level this thing up, we want the maximum chance that the strength stat will increase and the endurance stat will increase. So I did not make the sheet. I found this in the DeFi Kingdoms Discord. I feel bad that I do not have the person's name that made it, but they did a wonderful job. This breaks down the stats behind the stats. So there's different views. You can look at either the class view or dive a little bit deeper.
Does that correlate to a percent chance?
Yes. So I was just going to talk about that. How do we read this chart? So we know we want strength for a miner to go up as often as possible. If we're going to be grinding these mining quests, we want to be rewarded with higher strength, higher endurance, then we get more jewel unlocked. So we can see by the class, a warrior, each time we level up, the strength statistic has a 75% chance of going up. A thief, for example, or let's do a priest. Far opposite. If you have a priest and you level it up, it will only have a 30% chance of the strength stat increasing.
Oof.
Brutal. So you could take this priest, you could have a priest and just grind at mining, and every time you level up, 7 out of 10 times, you're not going to increase the stats that are important to you for mining.
Is that so you're saying level it up when it's mining? Is that level up across the board and then each of these gets rolled? Or is that only when you're mining is it relevant stats to mining that gets rolled?
No,
You know
so
what I'm
I'm
saying?
talking leveling up in general. So
Okay.
I guess one thing we didn't talk about on the card was the profession stats. Let's go back to
Yeah,
that
yeah.
real quick. It is an important distinction. That's a good point. The profession stats are kind of a separate category: mining, gardening, fishing, foraging. These greens and blues, they're just stat bonuses. It means when it levels up, it has a little bit higher chance to increase said stat.
Yeah, don't look at those. I think that was a mistake I made early
They're
on was I really
they're
cared about the green and blue. Who cares? They're
they're a
low.
minimal bonus. Um, but this green stat I think is worth talking about. So you can send any hero on any quest. This guy
Correct.
we're looking at, his gene might be gardening. I can go send him to go mine or fish. The green only means when you complete a quest of your green profession, you get a 10% bonus to your profession stat. That I would put really low on the list of priorities if I was shopping for a new hero.
Mitchell says they've been ignoring the professions. Is that right, Gump? I'd say yes. It's
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's a tiebreaker for me most of the time.
Yeah. You really just want it's a class game at this point, I think, for the most part. Because can you add to that Google sheet
Yeah.
again? Because it's a huge difference because if you look now at the night floor versus the night other floor, that's also significant because 70 plus
Huge.
17.5, that's 87.5%, which means only 15% of the time you're going to not level up on
Yep.
strength. So when you're trying to get a minor, what you're looking for are high strength, high endurance, and then the class of knight, warrior. I'm surprised about pirate. I goofed on pirate. I never looked for pirates to go with knights. So
Yeah.
whatever. That's
So
on me.
that's the key though, is we're gonna go down to pirate. It's kind of sick that I know this. When we go to endurance, I'm gonna scroll down. Warrior and knight are still gonna be green, and the pirate's endurance stat growth will not be good.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. So it's important to pair them together because you need
Yep.
2 stats for a profession. We see warrior, not as good, 65%. Knight's the best still, 75. So at this point, we can conclude the absolute, if you hit the nuts on a minor, it would be a knight primary and a knight secondary. The secondary stat growth, it's another dice roll. Your secondary class is just 1/4 of the primary. It's important, but I focus on primary. But our pirate is 55. So if you just said, oh, strength, I only want strength, a pirate would be good. But when you think about pairing them together, pirate falls to 3rd place in the ranking of mining classes.
But still not bad. So
Not
I
bad.
think as the market gets sharper, that'll be an acceptable play for sure.
Yep.
There's something to be aware of right now, and we can, or at least today, we could be pretty picky and say, "Oh, I only want night warrior,"
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Right. And even if we look, I mean, let's put this in practice. And we've seen in the market, Dangy, right? Miners and gardeners have been highly sought after because of what we said earlier. They're more straightforward. We know what they're going to do. It's easier to put a dollar figure in your head for it. So if we just do, so the floor is 225. Let's just look at the night floor. the best mining class. 335 for the night floor. That's
Yeah.
110 joule higher than just the plain floor hero. That's because they're more desirable.
This is the way, everyone. Just tune in on mute in the
I
bathroom.
bet.
Thank you, Eric.
I would say, I don't know, Archer is probably a less popular class right now. It's because
I've never clicked that button to only look for archers. I've only unclicked it.
they don't do a lot of things great. It's closer to the floor. So that's why I think class is the highest. And there's a really good article on the DeFi Kingdoms Medium page that explains the stat rolls and how each time it rolls a dice to see if it increases or stays the same. There are other boosts you can do. Let's see here. When you level up.
Gump, I don't know much about content, but reading a white paper is
I know.
low on my list of desired
I
pieces.
was just gonna. Well, we won't stay here long. I encourage everyone every day to read the white paper because it explains so much and it will enlighten you as to how to shop for a hero. All right, back to the
there's
spreadsheet.
somebody in the chat. I'm scared of putting them on blast, but it's Bren Capital. Like that sounds like serious. Like Bren, you're just farming, which is great. I think that's fine to farm. Bren Capital. Are you a cop, Bren Capital? I don't know how to treat this.
Bren's gonna want a hero. I think he or she should probably go buy one right now.
I think that we're going to see a pretty significant dump in price action on the heroes in about 3 hours.
Why is that?
So, because those of you that were up at midnight Eastern having a bunch of just raunchy hero sex are going to soon be able to sell your heroes. So that'll naturally create some price action. Now, here's the thing though. What kind of heroes are going to be sold? The trash ones. I'm not selling my Knight, my Warrior Knight, my Knight Dark Knight. Not doing those. I would be selling the crappy Monk Wizard that I have for some goddamn reason. So I think the floor is going to, I think we're going to see them stratify more, where the floor is going to be lower but worse. I think that's what I'm looking at. So Bren, if you have the capital, sure, buy a nice, pretty, shiny Gen 0, Gen 1, Knight, etc. If you don't, I think you'll be able to catch some deals in the marketplace soon.
Yeah, and I do want to give as we close this out here, I want to show a chart that I don't know if someone in our Discord made it or not. It has a really bad font, so they wouldn't own up to it. And there's a few charts like this that show for each profession which classes, if you combine the stats, add up to the optimal class. So you see mining, like we talked about. We haven't talked about Paladin, Dragon, Sage. These are advanced or elite classes. They're extremely expensive. They're insanely hard to get from a summoning. You can essentially ignore them unless you have a massive bankroll or really good luck. But we see Knight and Warrior at the top here. So this is a helpful tool to see which classes are good for which professions.
True. Confirmed. Hey, do we want to show the dumb wishing well?
Yes, we can show the wishing well. I did bring up this page to add to your commentary about the floor dropping. When new heroes are summoned, there's a 24-hour cooldown before
I'm going to the wishing well. I'll save one in case you want me to do it, but I'm going to go.
Sure. There's a 24-hour cooldown before you can list. So why Dangy and I agree that the floor could go down is everybody who bred last night is thinking about dumping when we get to the 24-hour mark.
We have a request for the advanced class breeding chart, which I love that chart a lot. As far as RNG goes, this will tilt in your favor for RNG for getting a high level, rarer hero for yourself. So basically, what this is showing you is if you have a warrior that has sex with a knight in just the right way, just the right moment, it's the right sperm, the right egg, etc., then you could get a paladin. If you have the right paladin and the right dark knight, yada yada yada, then you can get a dragoon. I legit haven't seen a dragoon yet.
I don't know if they exist or not.
Oh,
I think there's a handful. And they weren't, so these blue and orange, the advanced and elite, these were not original classes. They were, I guess, discovered as people started to summon. So there are no, to my knowledge, Gen 0 dragoons, sages. They may be advanced. But I remember them posting about it, that they had discovered new classes.
I like that. Reno's question: how many heroes do we need? / can we just use more and more? Yes, you can have more and more. Here's where the tokenomics gets into play, and a lot of game theory comes into play as well. Gen Zeros have infinite summons, which means they can have infinite sex, essentially. The problem there is it's going to cost you more jewel, which is a jewel sink, which we all love closing the loop on jewel. Gen 1s have 10 summons, and then they're done summoning. So, and the cost of summoning goes up every single time too. And the base cost for summoning goes up as well for the ones as well. So you'll see there's a mechanic that I don't know that we're going to get into now because we're already 40 minutes in. But we'll see is renting these heroes. You could go borrow a hero for some sex, and then you make an offspring with them. You do take one of the summons from that borrowed hero, and you'll see that the Gen 3s are extremely cheap. The reason for that is right now it's very expensive to summon with a Gen 3.
Mm-hmm.
What you'll see moving forward is basically there'll be fewer and fewer Gen 1s around, fewer and fewer Gen 2s around. So then the Gen 3 price is going to go up because that's going to be cheaper. So essentially, over time, the price for creating new heroes is going to keep rising, which is another jewel sink that we're going to encounter. Yep. So how many heroes do you need / can we just use more and more? I cannot answer that question for how many you need. I would recommend having at least one miner and one gardener if you're interested in playing the game. As of now, that's what I would do.
To run a full-time mining and gardening operation, you would need 6. And you need to swap them out about every 4 hours or so and send them to a different place. I'm working on a chart for that, but it's kind of like a puzzle.
Ooh.
Because it's how it's been working out is you use them in one spot for half their stamina, and then you transfer them over. The nerf we talked about was before this morning. The recovery rate for their stamina was less than their expenditure. So you could throw them on a quest for 2 hours, and then they'd recover in 45 minutes. They realized, and I had this suspicion, that was a little overpowered, and they kind of want to reduce the amount of spamming that they get, I think. So, yeah. Should we do the well and a summon real quick?
I don't know that we should do a summon because it seems like the chat at least wants advanced maneuvers. The chat's looking for how do I buy tiers, which you had teased before we went on the show of like we should show people how to buy tiers. So yes, David will show that. And then Mitchell is asking us how to walk through the renting process, basically. How do you rent and then do the summons with a rented one? So are you trying to summon with your heroes, or do you want to rent one?
Well, I'm going to summon with one of mine and then rent the other parent.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so that's Mitchell's question then. So I'd say go see how we can buy tiers, which currently tiers are used for summoning. So that's the tiers sync. And then we'll show you the renting.
Yeah, so to summon, you need Jewel, and you need 20 tiers, or Gaias. Is it Gaia?
I go Gaia for that one, but I don't know.
Gaia's tiers. Before today, before the wishing well, the only way to get tiers was when you a giveaway or an airdrop or something. The wishing well today, this little fountain here, you can send them on quests and get tiers. Okay. What if you do not have enough tiers, or you have one hero and you're never going to get 20 tiers in a reasonable amount of time? We can buy them. So we're going to go to the marketplace. We're going to go to the trader.
What pandas? There's pandas minting? I don't care.
He's trolling.
No, he's saying he's saying he got 2. I actually don't care.
Panda Paradise. Okay. Well, we'll
Where-
look at that later.
Wait, I'm into the ducks. Are the ducks doing anything?
No ducks. All right. Let's back to the content. So we're all about the content here. We're here to serve the people. Okay.
Don't worry. Ori wants us here 7 days a week for an hour. So
Here we go. Trader. This is where we go to do our LP, to hyper compound, put our money back in the pool. We can buy
I thought that was the
tiers.
gardens, and that's not even a bit.
Well, when you claim your jewel, you want to come here, swap half of it for one. Then
I see.
buy your LP
Thank you.
tokens, etc. I have already set up the contract address in here. We can either, I don't know, Dangy, you want to put it? You can put it in the description, or it's in our Discord in the pins.
Gump, this is terrible. DeFi Kingdoms hygiene. You have Jewel that's not in the bank.
I just bought a bunch just for this demo.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
keep going.
Jeez. Okay. I have 4 tiers from going on my wishing well quest, so I only need 16. Let's see what the price is right now. Actually, well, it's not great. Tiers will become cheaper. I would not spend a ton of money on tiers if you have a low to medium bankroll. I would wait till quests go live. You will get enough tiers to summon eventually. But we're going to do it for the content.
Yeah, for the content.
I'm going to buy my tiers because we need 20 of them to summon.
Also, I like to click that button, add it to my MetaMask when you have it.
Yes.
I like that.
Hopefully this goes through. All right, we're golden. Okay, so we have our tiers, we have our jewel, we have, let's see here, we have some heroes that are ready for the sex. Well, we'll just go to the portal. Okay, when you have your payment set up, your tiers and your jewel, go to the portal. We have 2 guys here, or gals, our archdude and our summoner. We're gonna go to the archman first.
I'm excited.
Infusing a crystal is just like pick your pairing, pick your parents. So we're going to pick our parents here. It's being really slow right now. Okay, so who do we have to pick
Foolish.
from? I have bred or birthed these 5, which are in red. This is the countdown till I can breed them or sell them.
Wait, you birthed that legendary? I forgot about that.
I birthed her
Ah,
last night. Yeah, she's not too bad. This one I did earlier today, and she got me going a little bit. She's pretty hot, so I
Good.
enjoy looking at her. Anywho, we have one that we can engage some intercourse here. We have a female. I did want to mention this. Some people may not know. Genders, when you are breeding, do not matter. Zed horse people know you have to have a mare and a colt or a stallion or a filly. You have to pair them together. You can breed any 2 genders together, and it gives you the same end result. So don't worry about male, female. Lou says, "What you can research that on your own, Lou."
I love that I have no idea what Lou is confused about, and it could be anything.
It is game. We're in a fantasy game, and anything happens in the game. Okay. So here's where I want to make a point. You can summon, I say breed because it's easier and less confusing, 2 of your own heroes that you own, or you
Yep.
can rent one. Since I do not have a second hero to hook up with Mr. Waterfall Grimogen here, we're going to go rent
Mhm.
one. before we go there, let's take a quick look. What are we looking for in our other parent? We have a knight, monk. I'm going to focus on the knight, and it's Gen 2. I want to keep my gen as low as possible. So we're going to be looking for a 0 or a 1, and hopefully a knight or a warrior to breed with.
Yeah.
Let's go see who is being pimped out right now.
0.5 Jewel? You hate to see that. I did not expect 0.5 Jewel. Oh.
Wow, that's for a Gen 4. Okay, so we're going to scroll here. So we are trying to find another parent.
Use those
Pretend,
filters.
I know. Pretend we're going to a sperm bank and we're looking through the binder of all the photos of the dudes and what they do for their job, right?
Yeah.
And we can pick one out. So we're going to do knight and warrior because we know that's what we want to do. There are different theories. Dangy, do you want to talk about the different theories of picking a common parent or a rare parent?
Oh, I have no idea. I would just assume that rare is better because you have a higher chance of getting a rare.
Yeah, there are
On up.
probabilities when you pair the two together. So say you have a mythic parent and another mythic parent. You have like a 3.5% chance of a mythic child. If you have a common and a common, it's like 0.2%. So the rarer, the better. There's a balance between cost and rarity. Let's shoot for the stars though here. Let's go for a rare.
And pick Dark Knight too, just in case. Just see, here's what I don't love. They reset the class. So really what you should do for now before they fix that is scroll down to the bottom, do the sliders down there, and then come back up and do the classes. You don't mess with subclass? You don't look at that at all?
It's not as important for me as the primary.
Okay.
So this, I think Lou asked a question earlier. There is not a ton of data that I've been able to find on what traits get passed down at what rate. I think they're probably trying to keep a little bit of secrecy to that to
Yeah.
allow you to discover. They don't want you to solve the breeding algo. So let's browse here. What are we looking for? We already know warriors or knights. We're looking for a rare. The next thing we're going to look for a little bit of savings is a warrior who's frankly not a slut. They're virgins.
Gen 1,
We love
Gen
virgins.
2.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what gen is your
It's a Gen
hero?
2. The father is going to be a Gen 2. So we want a Gen 0 or Gen 1. We know we're getting
Or
a Gen 3. from
why not
either
a Gen
of us.
2? Oh, for cost.
We could do a Gen
Right?
2, I suppose. Yeah. But
It'll cost more Jewel.
yeah, I have all of them in here though. These are the only ones available.
The pickings are slim.
Pickings are slim. So we have this Virgin Gen 1.
So don't be anchored to these prices. That's the other thing to note, that these are pretty dynamic pricing that you'll see here. So I wouldn't say anything, oh, I saw on that Dangy Gump stream 44 was the floor for these, and I see it down at 30. Don't assume that's a good deal because it's all contextual based upon where the game is right now. So just be wary of that.
What do you think about this guy?
Oh,
Gen 0, 1 summon. Honestly, it might be cheaper than some of these other ones. It's a Knight Priest,
flip
though.
them over.
Yeah.
Don't love that. I mean, the 20 mining is good, but I don't love the greens, which we already don't really care that much about, or the profession. Like if the profession was mining, I'd say do it, but it's not.
Let's look at this Warrior Knight combo. This one's going to be super expensive.
Oh, but that's
So,
strength bonus.
I just want to show this. This person has already bred 5 times. And let's look how expensive this is. 26 Jewel for this guy who's already bred 5 times. We're going to pick someone else.
Mind you, Jewel is almost $4. So
Is it really? What's that right now?
Like $375, I think. 1 jewel is 1 jewel.
1 jewel is 1 jewel.
That's my favorite crypto meme right now. That's my favorite. I think it's going to live on as my favorite for a while.
All right, let's try this again. Oh, these pickings are slim. This one's been my favorite so far. This Gen 0, we have 13.8, Forager. Something else I look for is if it's lacking somewhere, at least it has a bonus to make up for it, right? So foraging, for example, intelligence, dexterity, we get a boost that way.
Yeah.
Oh no, I kind of like this gal too. What do you think, Dangy? What should we? Let's pick one here. Any?
I don't want to tell you what to do with your money.
We're gonna just hire this what's female? I don't have these memorized. I should. The female male symbols. It's not
Really?
not too difficult.
Yeah. The plus sign is female. I know it's easy for me to say that now, but it's already committed to memory.
All right, I'm just doing one
Ryan, I thought it was cheaper for a mate with less summons remaining. No, that's the opposite.
Reverse it.
Yeah. It is cheapest for a virgin versus someone who has 1 summon remaining.
Yep. This is correct. And they do that just like they make the cost more expensive each generation. I think they do that because if you were to get really good at selecting genes and you could breed all the way down, by the time you got to Gen 9, you could have the perfect hero, but you spent a ton of jewel to get there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
Because you would learn more each time. All right, we're gonna pick this warrior thief.
Well, that's an interesting idea. Like modeling it out. If we could find a data set of who had which sex, and then what the outcome was, and then model out the probabilities.
They have said, the team has said they are going to implement a lineage feature where you can click your hero and see their genetic line, kind of like Zed did. There's other sites that do it. You can see all the parents and the children. But let's pick this gal here.
We got jewel price at 3.77. That is pretty nice. That's up 4.9% compared to the US dollar today. And David has a question. Do we think there's any reason to keep heroes virgin, like unracing Zed horses almost? Gump does, and the reason why is, if we go all the way back to the beginning of the stream, you will increase your XP. What does that do? Increases your stats. What does that do? Passes down higher stats to your offspring. So there's some theory in our Discord now of, oh, you hit a mythic, just let it sit, and you're going to just level that thing up. And then eventually you can make a super mythic child, essentially, is the idea.
Yeah. You were basically given the chance to add more tiers to your breed when you're a higher level for more bonuses to your child. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's in the white paper. We can read it, but no one wants to do that.
Reno's asking, is there a base cost for hero? Like, is the team still minting heroes? No. Gen Zeros are done for. So we're all on our own as far as little pawns in their game, spending their jewel.
Yeah, the water fountain Reno was the wishing well. That's the first iteration of quests. It's kind of just a test quest. They have mentioned, we'll go for full circle, if they move to another chain or expand to another chain, say Harmony lives, we stay on Harmony, and they say DeFi Kingdoms is now on Avalanche too, they likely would do another iteration of Gen 0 Avalanche heroes or Phantom heroes on those chains, but we're pretty far off from that. Let's get down to the business, though. This is what the people want to see. It's what they tuned in for. We're going to have some sex here. We picked our parents, got our tiers. Should we do it, Dangy? Should we get them going?
Yeah, I was about to troll people with another DeFi Kingdoms hero song, but no, we don't need to do that. I should have had like some bedroom sex music on in the background, but it's hard to do with StreamYard, actually, so don't worry about that.
Let's do it. Well, you're gonna have to sign a transaction.
Good news, we can't see your MetaMask, so that's good.
Not a lot to steal in here, except my heroes and my jewel. Okay, so what's this crystal? You don't just get a hero off the pop when you say begin summons. You got to do a little foreplay. We got to get the crystal. We put our parents in here, so our sperm and our egg in. Pretend this is the uterus. We'll do some women's anatomy. They're probably all cringing if they're watching. Okay. We're going to go take this to the OB. Who's the OB?
To the OB.
Lisa is the OB. Greetings, traveler. I'm going to birth your crystal for you. She's going to crack this baby open. No pun intended. There's a
I've read
cooldown.
0 of these words. You don't have to read these words.
I think it's important if everyone reads the prompts to learn what they're doing. This is why, Danny, we get the questions. All right, we're going to open this now. It's a 10-second cooldown.
It's just too much lore. Like I don't care about the lore.
All right, here we go. So we're going to do the second transaction to actually mint. We're essentially minting a new NFT right now with this.
But Gump, aren't you worried about gas? What about the gas cost, Gump?
Oh my God, tell me about it. The gas for this was 0.021. That's a few cents. Oh, look at this. The black coat. Okay, so we have a preview.
With the dagger.
We're going to click her. Ooh! We got a rare girl. A thief.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, a rare boy. Sorry.
What if these do? What are they good at?
Thieves.
Agility.
This is the thief. So a thief, when you level it up, 70% of the time its agility stat will increase. So agility and luck, generally, that's fishing. That's what those two stats are for. So we have a thief stack. Thief stacks, meaning primary, secondary. Small premium on them. Let's turn the card over.
Let's look at your luck. What is your luck?
Oh my. And fishing profession too.
Oh.
Okay.
You hit the fishing nuts right here,
guys,
buddy.
We hit the nuts. How did we hit the nuts? We just said
this is what's crazy. The RNG on this is just nuts. Like,
oh, it's great.
They weren't a fisher. They didn't have agility. They didn't have luck. That's what you hit. That's a really good fisher.
This was a top 5% outcome, I'd say, or higher. Yeah. We got a rare. That's probably a 10% chance.
Mr. Buckets is saying there's 24 fishing. I didn't even do that. Oh my God, Gump.
I know. And green bonus on agility, blue bonus on luck, green fishing profession, thief, rare. What else do you want? I mean, I don't even know, man. Okay. I'm in a whirl right now. So that's how you summon. That's how you breed a hero. Results may vary. In this case, they were good.
So here's what's crazy about Gump is that's him like over the moon as well. We were on voice chat during Thor, and he's just like, yeah, well, I'm going to research the Thor. And we're like, the price is 400x where we bought in. He's like, yeah, well, I'm going to go look at it. That's just how it works. It's crazy. That couldn't get much better as far, I mean, you could have gotten legendary or mythic, but within rare and to be in one profession that cleanly is very hard.
Yeah. What's weird is, if you recall, both of our parents were knights or warriors, but we ended up getting a thief somehow. And this is where I believe there are certain probabilities if you have two classes of the same that breed together that you'll have a higher chance of getting that class. I think it's like anything though. You could get any class, there probably is a little percentage chance of any outcome that you could imagine. So that was fun.
That's very exciting.
Oh, I'm thrilled personally.
Well, and most importantly, I'm proud of you, Gump.
What should we do here, though? We should probably just run this thing through a quest real quick. So we're gonna go to the
Yeah.
wishing well.
Look at this excitement they're about to witness.
All right. So what are we looking for here? We're gonna send it on a quest. We're gonna make sure it goes on all 5 at once because we can save some transactions that way. We're gonna get 5 XP at a minimum and a chance to get tiers. This is a essentially free way if you have a hero to get tiers. It's not guaranteed. It's kind of luck based, but you can get tiers this way. All right, so we're going to send it on the first transaction, which I believe is to send it out to roll the dice of what I'm going to end up getting. Dang, if we get tiers in this transaction, I might just do a walk off, honestly.
No, I've got an answer if you're doing that. If we hit that. Actually, before you hit that transaction, hold on. We had a question that I don't know what the answer is. Sieves asked, did you explain why rare is better than common with 11 up? No, I actually don't know this, so I'm excited to hear. Yeah, Gump, go ahead.
Okay, if you go on the white paper, which I won't do, I don't know the exact number of stats, but a common 1 level up, you get a bonus increase to 1 stat. An uncommon hero, I think, is 2. A rare is 3. A legendary is 5. A mythic is 7. So it's bonuses on bonuses on bonuses. The rarer you are, the more bonuses you get. It's like walking into Walmart with no coupons or a shitload of coupons.
Yeah.
You want the coupons. That's why.
I like that.
Yep. And their max stats are higher. They grow faster. Rare they are, it's a cheat code. You get up faster, more locking, more unlocking, blah, 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 blah. Anywho.
Got it. All right, complete that quest. Let's see. What do we get for this wishing well?
Let's see what we got. See, this is what I'm just a degen gambler. I don't like slot machines, but this is a good slot machine. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Worst case is we get 5 XP. Best case, we get like 15 and some tiers.
I've seen like 35 XP.
So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market, it went to 0. Yo!
Congrats, Gump.
Dude, that is a big hit right there. We got tiers, which, I mean, EV wise, that's 25 Joule, $75, 6 Chipotle brisket burritos, something like that. And 25 XP. Remember, our minimum was 5. So we got 7 tiers, but
wow. Ori is asking how much are these transactions? Pennies, maybe fractions of a penny. Ori. Gump's gonna go look.
So for those who aren't familiar with sidechains, each sidechain gas is a different token. So on Polygon, you pay gas with Matic. On Avalanche, you pay with AVAX. On Harmony, which is the chain this is on, you pay with the 1 token. It's literally ONE. It's this one right here. The current price of the 1 token is 29 cents. Ori, that transaction, that last one there, to send it in and complete was 0.021. So that would be 0.0058 cents, US dollar cents was that transaction. How many 1
AKA
tokens
less than a 4.
Ori, no one should ever eat a McRib. Ever. They're so bad. So bad. Oh. Do you like McRibs, Danny?
I haven't had one in like literally decades. So I don't know. I feel like they'd be too sweet. So buckets, like, I wish you wouldn't have said that because now you're bringing up that time Dangy fast gas thing that somebody else wanted on the side chain.
Yeah,
So
don't post if you are in our Discord, if you're looking at a hero and you want a fair opinion on it without it getting sniped by Danny, just DM me. Otherwise, he'll take it if it's good.
Yeah, it's true.
It's my 2 cents. So there we go. I'm out of breath, man. That's exhausting.
That was exciting. That was fun. Tony wants top 5 fast food sandwiches. So I haven't even had. Wait. Did Babs just hit the nuts?
Oh no.
Don't.
Did he? I don't want to know that.
I don't know.
Oh no. He got here. Oh, let me pull it up.
Okay. So TD baited me with this fast food stuff. I don't care. I haven't even had it, but probably the Popeyes sandwich. Just because Popeyes chicken tenders are goated. Like I think that's top tier of anything. Is a cheeseburger a sandwich? Yes. So I'm gonna go quarter pounder with cheese next. This is a controversial pick. I like the Jersey Mike's Italian a lot. That's a good one.
It has to be Mike's way, though. It has to be Mike's way. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's 3 other sandwiches. So if I'm a glutton for punishment, I'll go for any cheesesteak, but this is where you're going to lose me. I'm going to lose you all. I actually like mayo on it. Just on fast food ones. Mayo and hot and onions and peppers. Yeah. Ooey gooey. And then last sandwich, probably Wendy's spicy chicken just for the nostalgia, because I had that a lot in high school. So what did Babs get? Not too good.
No, let's not inflate the man here. He got a Pirate Warrior. Now, this is a good hit. I'll give him that. Pirate Warrior, so this thing would be good at. This is what every time I get a new summon, I go check what are they good at. Babs hero would be good at strength, dexterity, that would tie to mining and foraging. Level 1, Gen 2, very solid, very solid. Oh, foraging special though, that's pretty good. Dexterity, blue, remember blue stat is an increased chance that it's going to level up on top of the class. And where this hero is going to have to make up some ground here, Dangy, is its intelligence. If he's going to use it as a forager, its intelligence is quite low.
Yeah, that's tough. Tough break for the kid, as they say.
But you can come back from anything in the old DFK. So congrats, Beth. We're very happy for you.
Yeah, it's nice for him to actually, get a good roll on something for once.
Oh,
it's a tough scene. That's a good summary of heroes. I don't know that there's much more that we know about heroes at this point. Once questing comes out, some might say the game will be flipped on its head. I think it's fair to say, just because what we care about now will likely shift fairly radically. So if you have a hero that sucks, you could dump it on the floor. You could roll the dice to say this game's going to be rebalanced and changed in some way, because I think that's going to be a big deal moving forward, which is going to be the rebalancing aspects of things, because this is essentially an RPG plus DeFi. And so balancing is always hard to manage in those RPGs. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the future of heroes in DeFi Kingdom?
So a couple things. When quests go live, I think the hero floor is going to go up more than it has today. I think maybe we see a slight dip once people's heroes start to get unlocked that they've summoned to list. But then when quests come out, the Wishing Well is exciting for us because we're just nerding out over everything in this game right now. But once actual quests where you can truly unlock your jewel go live, I think there's a rush to buy them. There's a couple other catalysts that we will not get into here that will bring more money to Harmony and more attention to Harmony that I've seen. So hopefully we get some more new users. If I were to give advice to someone that says, I have money in here, but I don't have a hero, I would say check late tonight, early tomorrow morning. I believe the floor NFA will go down if you want to get in on a hero.
I'm fairly confident that the floor will go down.
Same.
And if it, well, and this is the ultimate hedge. If it does not go down, that's an incredible bull signal. Like, incredible.
I'm gonna be pumped if they don't go down. I hope they don't go down. But I do hope.
No, Reno. Reno's like, stupid question. I missed the first 15 minutes. Did you say what the ROL? Do you mean ROI?
I think it means ROI.
I don't know what the ROI is.
We don't know yet, Reno. There's some people, they gave a little teaser, say for a miner, if it has good stats and you have a certain amount of locked jewel, you could unlock 10 jewel a day, something like that, with that specific hero. So if you have multiple running at once, you would unlock 30 per day if you ran a full cycle and made sure you did it every 8 hours. That's what we don't know. And when Dangy said flipped on its head, when the actual figures come out and people put professions to dollars, things are going to change drastically. We're
dollars
mostly
to
guessing. Yeah. So
I'll leave you with this. It's possible that NFTs aren't dead. The toads are back up to 5 ETH floor.
Oh yeah.
They were. I sold mine at 5 yesterday and was stoked about it. And they dipped around 4-ish, and they were selling around 3 for a little bit. Some of them were, and then Doodles, they dipped down to like 0.8, 0.9, I believe. They're up to 1.25, which is pretty interesting. And I sold one of mine as well. So I do not want NFTs to be dead. I'm just giving a little update because people are victory lapping because floors are rising. It's very exciting. I'm happy for my friends who are making money. I'm also happy for those of us who are de-riskers because sometimes you want to de-risk or and go gamble on a Sunday morning, afternoon, night on the next Ohm fork. So whatever you want to do.
There's an Ohm fork coming out on Harmony next week. Just FYI.
That's right. I believe I'll be walking across a bridge for that. Gump, do you have any other final words on the current state of DeFi Kingdom, on heroes? Any advice for folks?
I think we've given it enough advice. I did want to grab a little buddy back here. This is my friend. I put him in my office. It reminds me of Santa season. Don't stop believing. Jewel, $40 by Christmas.
There it is.
Not financial advice.
There it is. Ori wants to know if we're early on DFK. I believe we're still early. They don't even have real questing up yet. Also, they're accepting tips for getting other questing live, allegedly in the Discord. So they're also having good fun with us as far as us DJs. Yeah. So, and here's what that like real talk what that tells me. They're confident. They wouldn't be like messing around about tipping and that kind of thing if they weren't confident in what they were doing. So, sorry, Ori. He wanted it from Gump. Gump, can you are we early?
I think we are. There are a couple things. The TVL has gone up a lot. The volume has been going up every single day. More people are getting on Harmony. The Harmony TVL goes up. If there's no money on the chain dies. The chain dies. Well, we already talked about it. This won't die. There are some pretty respected DeFi influencers, Dangy, I think you'd agree, on Twitter, YouTube, that are into this. A few of them had said it's their highest conviction farm. One of them I
Oh.
respect very highly. I don't know if we want to say his channel or
Yeah.
not, but
What do you are you worried about like publicizing someone's channel?
no, I
You
didn't
do it.
know. So
Yes,
there's
Taiki Maeda.
yeah,
his channel.
I love his videos. I'm in his Discord. He's really high on it, and he's made some good calls in the past. Do not blindly follow people just because you watch a video, but I definitely take it into account. So yes, to answer your question, Ari, I do think we are early.
That's right. Wait, Bren? Taiki brought me here.
How many viewers do we have right now? Like
18.
18?
It's fine.
Damn. We should have posted it in there. Tell them we're doing a little stream action.
Next time. All right, Gump. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the 2 people who I was gonna say, nah, I don't want to do it. And then thank you for the 2 people who said you should do it. And so we did. I'll leave you with like, subscribe down below. Follow me on Twitter at Dangy. Gump, do you have a Twitter account?
It is Gump Skull 5.
Oh, weird.
Same.
Follow him there. We will see you next time at some point when we talk more DeFi Kingdoms.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by.
So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market. Oh! Ah!
Gump Skull. Gump Skull. Gump Skull.